Are we live? I think it's working. Cool. Hey, what's up? All right. So I'm going to do my best to kind of explain like what I do and kind of like my thought process, like when I go through DJing, because like what I do is I basically just kind of freestyle it the whole time. And there's a method to it. So it is super important to learn. So if you look right here, there is a circle, and these are all the keys of the songs. You might have seen this in Record Box if you analyze your tracks, which you should do. So get all your tracks. There should be like an analyze track button or something like that. And you should be able to see each song have one of these keys right here. And these keys, this circle right here tells you which keys work well with other keys. So if you look at my Serato up here, what we got going, our first song is 4A, and we're going to go into a 5A. And it's pretty simple to like understand. Like basically how it is like all the A's. So like 4A, you can transition into a 3A or a 5A. So the two numbers next to it in A. Or you can transition into a 4B. And if you, there's not a whole lot of B's, depending on like what genre you're in. But in my experience, there's not like a whole lot of B's. So usually what I'll do is I'll do like a 5A into a 5B, back into a 5A, and then I can go into 4 or 3A, if that makes sense. There's probably other people that can like explain it way better than I can. But that's kind of the gist of it. So I'll keep that on screen right here as I kind of go through stuff. And then you can kind of see like what keys are up here and what we're kind of working with. So I got some hardstyle tracks just because I saw that you were doing some more harder stuff. So I'm gonna kind of try like do that. And kind of my thought process for what I do with like this kind of style of music. So before you get started, analyze all your tracks, make sure you're all good to go. I sort mine by BPM. It's good to keep like in the same BPM and not veer too far from it unless you're trying to do something like really like different and funky. Which we can do as well. We can maybe like transition into like some drum and bass, or maybe into like a house song, or like, you know, slow it down, speed it up. And I'll show you kind of how I do that. I'm not super good at it. I usually stick to the same BPM, but that's just me. So I'm not quite there yet. There's lots of more talented people that can do more creative stuff. I just kind of like keep the party going, like really smooth-ish transitions and stuff. Last thing is setting up your mixer to be ready to go when you start. So zero out everything here. I plug my headphones in, I do master. I don't use a Q mix or anything like most people do, because everything that I hear is what stream is going to hear, or what, you know, is going to come out of speakers and everybody else is going to hear as well. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I can't teach you how to like Q and stuff, but like like the Q basically allows you to hear stuff that won't come out of the speaker, so you can like, you know, get a song ready and go to the right position and stuff. I just kind of wing it, and I'll show you how I do that as well. Get your effects set up here. I use, right now I change them pretty frequently, but what I do is I do a clean echo out. I do like a tremolo thing. It's kind of like a choppy effect. And I use a flanger on this one. The clean echo out is good for transitions. The choppy thing's good for fills. And the flanger is good for also just like adding a little interest to like some more downtime and stuff. In Serato, you can change like the effect like time as well. So you just experiment with that and see what you like. Yeah. And then something else that is good to know is I use these things down here, these pads, as like the rolls. So you hit shift on this board. I think you have like the same one, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. You hold shift and hit the effects fade thing, and then I'll give you like these pads that'll kind of like chop up the song and do like a stutter effect. I do that a lot. That's fun. But there's a lot of stuff you can do here as well. So also experiment with that and see where you can like work it in. Auto loops are good sometimes. I don't really use them all that often, but my boy Josie uses them all the time. They're really, really useful. I'm just not like great at them. There's a key lock button up here. The only time I would say use this key lock button is if you're gonna really like speed up or slow down a song with these like pitch knobs or the tempo knobs. Key lock is like really artifacty and it sounds like shit, but it's a trade-off if you're gonna like really slow down a song. If you really slow down a song, it's gonna be pitched down a lot. But if you're just kind of like pitching up by like 1 BPM or 2, like you can leave it off and it'll just sound a lot cleaner. Yeah, so I'm gonna start our first song here, and I'm just gonna use the volume faders, the filters and effects and stuff. I'm not gonna touch the crossfader at all, so you'll kind of see how we do it. So let's start the song. Oops, start the song. I would walk 1,000 miles. So this is a good song that I like to open with. And then, so let's say like I just loaded up our second song here. I'm going to try to find a spot in the song that I want to transition out of. And usually with hardstyle, they have these really like abrupt like endings or like transitions like right here. That's always a great place in this kind of music. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this waveform, this second one here, and I'm going to try to find one of those spots because I know that it's going to come up soon again in this song. So looks like right here. I'm going to put it right on 23 here, and you can see that like really big blue line right there. That's the kick drum, so that's where we want it to hit whenever we want to transition. But we're also not going to transition out too quick because the song hasn't even started yet, obviously. Okay, so our spot's coming up right here, so I'm going to turn down Okay, so what I did there was I started the song and then kind of like, I don't use the sync button. You shouldn't. You should practice not doing it. But I was a little off time. So what you do is you use these little things, kind of nudge it into time. Use the platters to nudge it in time. And if you go back and watch, you saw me do that. I also kind of started pulling down the fader. I turned down the lows on our first song, so the only low end that was coming in was from our new song. And when I do that, you can either just pull out like all the lows or like I do like the last notch, like so like the one like the kind of like the 9 o'clock notch. Start pulling out the faders, the volume fader a little bit. Start filtering it out with the filter like this. I'm kind of doing like this thing. I know it's kind of hard to see because the angle, but pulling this down and also filtering this out. And then at the end, when I like transitioned into the next part, I used a clean echo out. So I just used this knob up here with the one selected and just went like that. And then it kind of echoed out. And now we're in our next song. And it was a okay transition. But yeah, so then now we got another song going. I'm going to zero this out again. Make sure you turn off your echo. And then we're going to find another song. So you can't see it, but I'm searching through songs. We're going to find... another Illusion song. It's a 5B, so we'll do this 5B song. We're gonna find a spot in it that we want to transition into. It's like kind of hard to tell, honestly, like so I'm just gonna guess here. I think this is a spot that we want. Then let's actually just like drag this in right now. Put it halfway. Kind of missed it there. And then what I did basically was I had it at the same thing. I put it halfway, started it, made sure it looked on time to me. You can also listen to it, but like when it's like a really dense drop like that, it's kind of hard to hear. With house, it's a little easier to like hear all the elements and stuff from the other songs coming in, which is, you know, I like house for like trying to actually learn. I just like house music a lot better anyways. And then you can like nudge it on time and make sure that you're not going to like have a misbeat like we just did there. But yeah. So I'll try another one too. Same thing, just kind of like filtered it out like that and then just use the echo. You know, go to the next song.
came strangers. They were a race as old as time itself. They had mastered the ultimate technology. Reality. First there was darkness, then came strangers. They were a race as old as time itself. They had mastered the ultimate technology.
Okay, so this next track I'm gonna play is 76 BPM instead of 75. So while we're kind of in this like transition period, I'm just gonna like slowly turn the pitch knob up.
Physical reality.
And that's what I do. As long as you do it like really slow, most people won't notice.
Physical reality.
And most of the time when I'm doing like those ones, I'll filter the first song like kind of out and just pull the volume fader down at the same time. Usually makes like a pretty decent transition for like this kind of music. Your transitions have to be like kind of like fitted to like what you're doing, so. Also, if you know that you're going to transition to like and play like a few more songs in that BPM, make sure you like reset the pitch knob, because like
bass motherfucker. Hard 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 bass. Fuck this. Hard bass motherfucker.
So this next track I'm gonna play is like the same track, but like a remix. Is a really good like transition track if you want to like go into another like genre of music. You'll see. But these are like really good tools to have. Also where the volume fader comes in. Yeah, and this next track is like pretty far away from like its original key, so I'm gonna put on the key lock. I'll switch it on and off if you want, so you can hear like it like skip around. Get like pitched up it gets when I turn off the key lock. But you might be able to hear some funkiness in it just because it's like pitched up so high. That's how you do it, dude. That's DJing. That's how I do it. Hopefully it's helped. I don't know if it did, but hopefully you can kind of like see what I do, my process. This is just what I do. There's probably tons of shit I'm doing wrong, but this is just what I found works for me. And like, that's the beauty about DJing or anything creative for that matter, is like you can do it your own way, develop your own style, and figure out what works for you and what makes sense to you, and just kind of use the tools to your advantage. So yeah. If you have any other questions, let me know. Yeah, there you go, dude.